Can you see your feet from where you are?
Mm-hmm.
Are you wearing anything on your feet?
Boots.
What color boots?
They're like whitish, metallic, purpley. They're like.
Are they comfortable?
Customer keeps coming. That they're comfortable, yes.
Do you have any clothing on?
Yes.
Describe it to me.
It's like a bodysuit that's made out of similar but softer material that the boots are made out of.
Mm-hmm.
Same color and texture and shininess.
Does the body feel male or female?
Male.
The body feel young or old?
No, not young. Medium.
Does the body feel healthy?
Yes.
Do you have any jewelry or ornaments on the body?
I have like cuffs on my wrists they're long. They go up my forearm in the front and kind of onto the top side of my hands. And I have like a belt on that's kind of the same, like tall. And I have something that sticks on my forehead, but doesn't really go all the way around. It's not like a crown or a tiara. It kind of just like sits around my forehead with like a jewel in it.
Like a tool?
A jewel.
A jewel, okay. What kind of jewel is that? What color?
It's like an amethyst, but not as... It's like a cross between an amethyst and a diamond.
Mm-hmm. Is there any significance to this?
It helps magnify my thoughts. To myself and to others.
Mm-hmm. Tell me more about this.
It's a tool, a technology that helps focus and increase my capacity to integrate and communicate and understand things that are happening. It's like it helps turn my brain into a computer. It amplifies my abilities and my effectiveness.
Tell me about your surroundings. What's around you here? Are you inside or outside?
Inside. A big big area. There's glass on one side, and it's a big room with a big table in the middle, like a big conference table that's oblong, and there's stuff around the side of the room that's like it's technology, but it's not really like a computer. It's something different. I don't know. I don't have words for it yet.
And what is its function?
Its function is to help analyze possibilities. It's not a consciousness, but it is a stream of possibilities that we try to manipulate in a positive way for other places that aren't necessarily our reality, but realities that we know about and want to affect.
And what's going on around you here now?
There's other people in the room, and we're meeting to discuss plans for integration with another time and space. We're deciding how involved we want to and should get in another reality's trajectory. There's so much suffering there that's difficult for us to understand in other places because we are beyond and different than that. We don't suffer in the same way that others in different timelines experience. So understanding what is needed and what is appropriate is not always easy.
And how do you come about understanding what is needed and what's appropriate?
We discuss it. We've gotten like a beacon, like an SOS beacon that we are trying to make sense of and decipher and know what we are capable of doing and able to do in the constraints of universal law. Others are also tuned into this, and there's much disagreement and discussion from different consciousnesses and races of how to proceed in the it's complicated. There's many different ideas from different consciousnesses and times and timelines of how to end the experiment of Earth. Some want to just destroy it or let it destroy itself. Some want to help save it. Some want to just leave it alone. Some want to continue to observe. And there are disagreements of what the path forward should be. Each is a construct of the different observers and races who have heard the call, and from their own experiences and biases and strengths, they are trying to consider the best way forward. There are both negative forces and positive forces that are involved in this scenario, and they are, battle is too strong a word, they are competing to see which humans will gravitate towards and be able to understand to help themselves out of the predicament that they are currently experiencing. We are of a benevolent race that is much removed from what is happening, but because of the intensity of the cries and the desires of those experiencing that reality. We have been alerted, and because we are now aware of it in a more direct way, we have to decide our role in what is happening, because it will affect many timelines and realities. Ours minutely, but it will still have ripples through the multiverses.
Tell us about this experiment on Earth. What exactly is the experiment?
The humans have become a race of slaves for the controllers, and they are realizing that, but are trapped in that system. And their consciousness is raising, and they are trying to break free without bloody revolution. They're trying to break free with a consciousness shift and a peaceful transition into their sovereignty. But the controlling powers are doing everything to negate that. They want war, they want bloodshed, they want to kill people with reason, not just kill them, as they've been manipulating the environment to do already, because it will be too obvious to those who are still in the game and not waking up if they kill them outright without them rising up first. So they are pushing them so that they come out, and there is a reason for them to harm them. And that will force everybody else back into the fear and the role of slaves, if that happens.
How is this allowed to happen, that these few people in power, or beings in power, have so much power over the many, many people?
Through manipulation, but also through choice. The slaves gave up their humanity and gave up their Christ consciousness for ease and comfort, what they thought was comfort. They were definitely manipulated, but they also rolled over very easily. And once they were trapped in that by their own agreement, even if they didn't know what they were agreeing to, it became a solidified contract between the controlling race and the slave population.
So who decides who and how to help?
Each off-being race or group can decide if they, at this point, if they want to assist in the ways that they are capable and gifted in assisting without going there and forcing anything. So they can help through inspiration, they can help through dreams, they can help through memories. Many of these races have people on the ground already who have manifested in this human form, but the veils keep them from, most of them, from connecting directly, but people are remembering, and so those that do have direct connections can help them broadcast more easily. Those that don't have direct connections can do it in other ways that are less direct but just as meaningful or powerful.
And where do you come from?
We are in a quadrant of the multiverses that is hidden, cloaked and protected, which is why we were surprised to hear the call come through. It is very, very urgent and very strong that it actually reached us where we are. We usually have other things that we deal with, not something like this, but it is, the call is getting louder and more urgent, so more races that wouldn't be aware or have gotten involved are tuning in to what's happening currently on Earth.
What are some of the other things you normally deal with?
We have councils and we deal with physics of the universe and keeping the structure calm and cohesive, and we do a lot of mental imagining and integrating to expand the possibilities and understanding of sacred geometry and construction of new universes.
So you're saying that new universes are constructed? They're made?
Yes, they are imagined and created.
For what purpose?
For expansion of consciousness.
And what does expansion of consciousness, what does that entail? What does that look like?
New ideas, new connections, new newness.
So the place where you come from, does it have a name?
Oral, or not oracle, but it's something, or Akora? It does have a name, but I can't say it.
So what's going on around you now? What's happening?
We are being called to decide how we will choose to get involved in this transition of the humans. And now that we have heard their call, we cannot ignore it. So we have to decide how to move forward with the information that we have and the understanding that we have of what's happening without having been in that form or consciousness before. It is difficult for us to comprehend the baseness of what is occurring because we are so far removed from those type of events or feelings or constructs that the feelings that got the message to us, the urgency, the fear, the hope, are things that we have to translate into something that we can act on and understand in a way that makes sense to our vibrational integrity.
Do you have family?
We have pods, groups that are closer than others, but we are all family.
And what is a typical day for you?
Everybody has a little bit of a different schedule, but I spend most of my time in this room at the conference table and looking out the big glass, which is my cosmic drawing board to help imagine new spaces and dimensions. Oftentimes I'm alone, and sometimes, like now, I meet with others, but it's not lonely, it's just my brain and consciousness are useful for this task of creating, and so that's what I do with my time.
What's your favorite thing to do here?
We have an area that's like an atrium or it's more than a park. It's like it's a beautiful space. I don't think anything's outdoor here. I think it's all interior, but it's this beautiful grand space that's feels alive and magical, and I just like to walk through that and be there.
Do you have a physical body?
Yes.
Have you ever been to Earth?
I've never been to Earth.
Would you say your physical body is similar to that of a human?
It's humanoid. It's lighter but stronger. And it's more utilitarian, I would say. It's more built for being a magnifier of energy and thoughts. And
does the body ever get sick?
No.
Is there a limit to how long the body will survive?
Yes, it wears out, but in a very graceful and slow way. And then we just decide that we will leave the body. And we just lay down and leave the body.
Alrighty, I want you to leave the scene you've been watching and move ahead to an important day. Tell us what's happening on this important day.
There's a new kind of energy, a new kind of photon light that we are creating and discovering at the same time to expand the consciousness. Like a gas light mixture, and this will help push the boundaries of what is possible for thought and belief and ways of being.
And where are you now?
I'm in my work area.
And what are you wearing?
The same thing I was wearing. I always wear the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't call it my uniform, but it's just, we just have one thing that we wear, and it may be different colors according to different abilities and desires, so it's the outfit will identify you to others.
Has the group decided if they're going to help Earth?
We have no choice now that we know, but we will decide the best way to infiltrate is not a good choice of words. The best way to communicate our knowing to those who are receptive and asking for help. And we can do this through dreams, through inspiring thoughts, through sensations of strength and no fear and unity, and our intention will be for humanity to rise in a cohesive manner and peaceful manner, consciously and spiritually, to break through the matrix of the control grid that is keeping them in their slave roles.
Can you do something to dissolve the control grid and stop the controllers?
We cannot do that. Our gift is to inspire and help each individual who is receptive raise their vibration so that they can break through. There are other races that are working on dismantling the control grid, and now we can use infiltrating the minds of the controllers to weaken and confuse them so that the grid can be unlocked and make it easier for humanity to break through. And some of these groups are in communication with each other and some are not, that are trying to help. So it can be a bit chaotic and confusing at times.